Democrat and Republican lawmakers both keeping a close eye on the down ballot races. The fight for the Senate remains incredibly close heading into Election Day, but analysts now say it is unlikely that Democrats can flip the House. The Cook Political Report headline reads, quote, House GOP majority looks assured, but margin in doubt. Let's talk about these down ballot races with Mary Anne Marsh, former senior advisor to then Senator John Kerry. Noelle Nikpour is a Republican strategist and former Republican congressional candidate in Florida's 18th district. Mary Anne, do you agree that Democrats are not very likely to be able to pick up control of the House?
No, the House they're not. But remember, the closer that the Democrats come to 20 seats, the more likely it is that if Hillary Clinton wins, that's the scenario it would happen, then it's going to make it easier for her to govern and get the Republicans to cooperate. I do think the Democrats win the Senate in this election. But if the Democrats can then pick up 15, 20 seats, anywhere in there, it makes it much tougher for the Republicans to not cooperate with Hillary Clinton, not cooperate with the Democratic Senate. They have to then try to negotiate, and that's exactly what voters want. They want to see Washington work, and the closer you get to 20 seats for the Democrats, the more likely that is to happen.
Noelle, you ran as a Republican for a congressional seat. What do you think the Republicans' chances are? Are they going to lose seats? Are they going to retain control of the House of Representatives?
I actually think that the Republicans are going to maintain control of the Senate because the difference has been in the Republican Party between Trump and the establishment. Now, all those establishment voters, a lot of them have said that they're going to vote. They just may not vote for Trump, but they are going to protect their U.S. Senate seats. So I do see them getting out in large numbers and making sure that they vote and maintain control of the Senate. It's very important. One of the things that is very interesting is that the Koch brothers have released a new entourage of ads, and we are starting to see some of the polls that where Democrats were slightly ahead. It's starting to measure up, and it's starting to go neck and neck in some of these swing states that looked like it wouldn't be a good outcome for Republicans. It's starting to change.
Yesterday on Happening Now, I spoke with Karl Rove. He said that he thought that Friday's news from the FBI on the Clinton email situation could be a game changer when it comes to those down ballot races. Listen.
And it's going to have down ballot effects. Indiana and Missouri, where he's already ahead, those states, I think, are going to, his margin is going to improve in those states, which helps the Republican Senate candidates in those states. And similarly in North Carolina and Nevada, where he's slightly behind, I think his position is going to strengthen, and that's going to help the down ballot candidates as well.
He, of course, referring to Donald Trump in that situation. Mary Anne, what do you think about that?
Well, I disagree with Karl on this. I mean, yes, the Comey news on Friday wasn't helpful in that respect to Hillary Clinton, but what I think you see now is she's on offense in all these states, Florida, Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. Those are states that Donald Trump absolutely, positively has to win, some combination of all of them, to get to the White House. She's campaigning hard in all of them, pouring more money in them, because the bigger her margin in those states are, not only does it lock the door on Donald Trump, it is more likely to bring up those Senate races and House races. So the better she does in these states, and you saw that before last week, the bigger her margin, you saw the Senate races come with her and come across that. So Patrick Murphy coming within shouting distance of Rubio. You have Katie McGinty over Toomey now in Pennsylvania. You see Maggie Hassan over Ayotte in New Hampshire. Those races come up with Clinton, and the better Clinton does, the better those Senate races do, which is why I think the Democrats are going to take the Senate back. I know Karl's working on those races hard, trying to get the Republicans to win them at the last minute, but I don't think it's going to happen.
All that being said, Noelle, the excitement level among Clinton voters has taken a pretty significant dive since the email revelations of Friday, and if people aren't excited to vote for the Democratic candidate, that may affect the Democratic races down ballot.
Of course, you're exactly right, and the key word is passion, and that's where Donald Trump may have a significant number in pulling these people to the polls. And another thing you've got to look at is Hillary's weak spot, and the reason she is forced to spend a lot more money right now defending her reputation is her track record on honesty and not being forthcoming. And right now, with the Comey letter on Friday, that is in front and center, and it's got a lot of people very concerned. And I think what's going to happen is when you see these races, when you get 2 points, 3 points, 1 point, that is basically too close to call, and we are not going to really know until it gets down to the wire on this.
Well, it's
So
down to the wire.
John, one last point.
Real quickly, Mary Anne.
Real quick. I mean, so this is where having a great ground game makes all the difference in the world, and the Clinton folks have that. That's worth 3 to 5 points that wins any of these states right now.
That is where she is said to have the advantage, but, you know, strange things have happened already this election season.
We'll see Tuesday.
Mary Anne Marsh, Noelle Nikpour, thank you.
Thanks, John.